Hello everybody and welcome to Civ House. I'm Rob and today we have an interesting update, one that is coming from Reddit about the next information that we are going to be getting, I guess, in the next update. Not the next information, but the next update, and this is the information on it. I apologize for messing that up a little bit, but I'm excited to go over all this with you because I think that these are some pretty substantial updates. I wonder if we're going to get an official check-in as we have the last few months here in the next few days, maybe. I went and checked on the main Civilization website and I did not find this information, so I will preface this by saying that could influence whether or not this is real. Everybody else seems to be talking about it like it's real, so I am hopeful that this will be real. So keep that in mind. Again, I could not find it. I did a very brief check here on the main website and on Twitter. I did not see anything. So hopefully this ends up being the case. Again, everybody here seems to be saying that it's going to be. So before we dive in, if you're new here, please subscribe. We are on our way to 1,000. We appreciate all of you who have already joined us on this journey. We are very excited to be getting there, hopefully pretty soon. So we've got some things in store for you guys to kind of celebrate that. And we're just glad that you're a part of the journey. Also, make sure to like because it helps us out on these types of videos. And let me know what you think in the comment section below about all these updates. I know I see one very near the bottom that I'm very excited about. But let's walk through each of these. So this is saying that the next update is planned for early June. Okay, fantastic. Not a huge surprise there. I think that based on what we're seeing, a lot of, these different updates, I'm intrigued because I think that means that we could be getting right to rule here fairly soon. Maybe early August even. Which I think would be fantastic because then we can start learning more about future DLC and other plans that they have to continue to improve the game. So looking like early June, which I think is, again, about as quick of a turnaround as we could ask for, considering we just got an update at the end of April. These things are apparently being actively worked on, but have not been confirmed for the update in June, which is, now that I'm reading this, a little bit of a bummer, but I'm hopeful that maybe this will be, wrong. Maybe most of these things will be in the June update, but they have Auto Explore, which I think a lot of us will be excited about. I wonder how it's going to play into certain scouts. If you're playing as Eben, do you really need that all that much? I don't know. A lot of you like it. I actually like the scout interaction. I know it can get a bit meticulous, but I like to be able to kind of position them and pay attention. I hate losing my scout, especially early in the game. So I don't know. I won't probably use Auto Explore. I rarely ever do until I've already explored most of the map. But now that scouts have a much better use in Civ 7, it makes it less likely for me to want to use Auto Explore. But I know for a lot of you this will be good. Additional advanced game setup options. What this actually means, I don't know, but I am hopeful that means that we're going to get, just some of the things that we used to have in Civ 6. It almost felt like there were too many options in Civ 6 to kind of set your game up with the advanced stuff if you wanted to. I wonder if it's going to, influence the way, that the map looks in terms of like the waters, the coast, like, the different levels of rain and everything like that, how dry it was or how wet it was. So I would love to see that kind of stuff getting added back into the game. Enabling the distant land starts in all ages. Fantastic. I've been told finally what this means, and for multiplayer, this is going to be a huge deal, meaning that you and your friend could end up on opposite sides of the world, which I think would be absolutely fantastic. Brings that back, considering that was something that could happen in older Civ games. Expanding the multiplayer count in Antiquity Age, also a huge positive for people who have that many friends that are playing the game. Sadly, most of my friends that love Civ have not been bought in yet, no matter how many times I tell them that it's still a really good game. They just can't get themselves to get in there yet, but eventually that will pay off for me, and hopefully it does for a lot of you. Hot Seat Local Multiplayer. Again, my fiance and she doesn't really like to play these types of games, but if she ever decided to get into them, having that option with the hot seat, would be fantastic. Improvement to the resource management screen. I think that is something great. I love that they are focusing on resources in such a big way. I'm excited to see what they have in store, what that's going to really mean. I do get frustrated with the resource management screen more than not, to be honest with you. I don't think it's terrible, but I would like something maybe a little bit more robust. Something maybe, it sounds weird, but like simplified, but expanded on. So I think that would be fantastic. More improvements to UI, stability and civ and leader balancing. We already knew this was coming, so that's always good news to hear. Here are my last ones that I'm most excited for. New map types. Yay! Finally! Please, more new map types. I would love more new map types. Maybe we'll even get True Start Earth. Maybe. I know for those of you who are using mods, that's probably not that exciting, but I know I would be excited about it. Plus new sizes of maps, which great. I want that to allow for my marathon games to be even bigger, larger. I still feel like the standard map right now, which I believe is the biggest one, if I remember correctly, it still feels pretty big, to be honest with you, but I have always liked playing on like huge, large maps. Back in Civs 5 and 6, like as big as they could possibly get. I want the room to expand. I know a lot of you are like me as well, and the more sizes, the better. I know that some consoles, I know like the Nintendo Switch may not be able to handle it. I know that some PCs may not be able to handle it, but, I'm sorry for everybody else that's able to. I'm very excited about that. And the last one is, I think, the most important one here is Steam Workshop support. I put out a video, maybe it's like a week or two ago, about, where is mod support for Steam? When are we going to finally get that added to the game? I think it just adds so many more flavors, things, that the devs maybe don't have the time or, maybe have never thought of that can get added to the game. I think, us fans, we have a lot of really good ideas for how we can make this game, I think, really reach its pinnacle, reach its peak. They're obviously going to be working on that stuff as well, but to allow for mods to be more easily accessible, be a little bit more trusted, with it being on Steam, that is fantastic to me. That is good things, those are good things. Sorry. English is a bit of a struggle here at the moment for me. I'm going on a little bit of a lack of sleep today, so I apologize for that. But again, having the Steam Workshop support, I think, is just so necessary for Civ games. For any of you who may be modders who are a part of our community, I love what you guys do. If you ever reach out, I have plenty of ideas for how we can make this game a little bit better. Maybe you guys can work on some religion, a couple different things with maybe, giving us a little bit more freedom within the game. I don't know. There are some parts, like, I would love to pick and choose things from Civs 5 and 6, and bring them over to Civ 7. I would like to take, just a couple things maybe out of Civ 7, and leave the rest of the base game in there, right? There's just so many different aspects that I love when modders are able to go in and for me, Civ 5 was the first time that I really used mods. It was the first time that I really fell in love with the ability for, other people to go out there and change the game. So I am really excited about this. I really, really hope that this ends up being the case. Like I said, some of these things we've known about. They've been talking about them for months. I'm a little disappointed I didn't see, because this part was in bold. So my eyes went there and I got excited and I was like, I got to record this video. And then they haven't been confirmed to be coming out with that June update. It's still good news. We're getting stuff in early June. I personally am very happy about that. They're going at a cadence of like a big update. It seems like just about every month, or every maybe 6 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks, which I think is a pretty good cadence in my mind. But let me know what you guys think. Are you feeling, a little bit more positive? Is this going to help you guys you know, with your games. Obviously this is made to make the game better, but are these things that maybe are at the top of your list, like Steam Workshop support and new map types are for me? Are there other things that they are maybe missing? Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. We appreciate it as always. But that is going to wrap it up for us on this Civ update video. So with that, guys, from our house to yours, thanks for watching, and we hope you'll join us for one more turn.